Hello everyone. By everyone I mean no one. Welcome to another lazy Sunday. So, I mean no one's probably gonna watch this bit, but in case anyone ever does, yeah, last time if you remember, we did a bunch of things, a whole pile of things. Oh, I think I need. There we go. Now you can see my face. Um, yeah, last time we did a bunch of things. We used to have all of these common events in here individually, and now they're in here, so that's exciting. Oh, and they also work, which is super exciting. Um, Although I suppose we can. Pardon me. We can put that there. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, looks good. And we're just gonna want to run a copy back up here, paste, beauty. And then of course we go back down here, delete that one, turn this one, oop, not what I want. And there we go. Beauty. Okay, so yeah, I think what's going to take most of this stream is number one, commenting all our code. Number two, fixing up our database here. Because, yeah. And number three, I don't know, just hanging out, I guess. Oh yeah, number three. I remembered what number three was after I said that number three was hanging out, and it actually wasn't. Number three is, and number three is a big maybe. Okay, number three is maybe this. We actually might have a puzzle, boys. We might actually have a puzzle. And not just an ordinary puzzle. I think it's a pretty robust and flexible puzzle. And in fact, to call it a puzzle is kind of like, it's almost more of like a puzzle mechanism than a puzzle itself, you know? So there's that. Anyhow, still nobody watching me, so I guess I'll yeah. May as well get started, right? There's nobody watching. There's no one to get bored at me just commenting my code, right? The way it works. Okay, so last time we commented on most of this, I think. Yup. Okay. Did add another, actually, this is in the wrong place. I'll add a comment. Actually. Uh-huh. Actually, that's not what we want to do. This is... Okay. Okay. In order to improve the robustness of this system, including this if-else statement, which is a good idea. Including this if-else statement here actually has a potential problem. And pardon me, by the way. And that problem is that we don't necessarily want to paste that actor into the party every single time. It is possible that we could have an actor that is, you know, we don't want them in the party. We just want to find their information, but they're already in the event, right? And in fact, this puzzle will probably rely on that information, which means it's important that we don't necessarily add that actor to the party, because it could cause problems. Which means we actually want to take this and move it up here. Except not quite there. I think we want to... Okay. Okay, so first we're going to run this, and that's going to find the event actor. Okay? Actually, put this further down here. Okay, so if it finds the correct actor, that means that it's going to stop. And furthermore, that because it's stopped and it's written something to the variable that current event actor is, that means current event actor has to be non-zero. And because it has to be non-zero if this has worked correctly, that means that in this case, because this is only going to be used to add people to the party, right? Which means that it runs this event here, finds the correct person. This should find a non-zero. It should return, this should return non-zero. If it does return 0, we have a problem. And that's when we return our error function. There we go. That's actually quite elegant. I like this a lot. Very elegant, very simple. Yeah. It's I mean, yeah. I've got nothing else to say. Time to back to commenting, I guess. Common event. So then this bit is... What is this bit again? Right, this is no actor found to match. Error. Return error message. Excellent. Let's actually be a little more specific. No, I don't think we need to. Actually, put a second comment here. Find event number and return, and just find and return event number for debugging. There we go. And then here, this is change event page back to default. Easy as pie. comment this. Change event page to... Oh, I suppose we should reword that. Change event page to... Event to party mode. There we go. That makes a little more sense. And then, of course, we'll just... change this, of course, to... Oh, that was the wrong key. Party to event mode. Okay. Cool. Cool. Error messages are always super helpful to include if you know that there's a case where something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. Yeah, whenever I program games not in RPG Maker, which I don't do a lot, I haven't done for probably the better part of 3 years. But when I have done games that were entirely hard-coded, yeah, every time I found that there was a possibility of something going wrong, even something like this, like, even if I don't see there's any foreseeable way that this is going to return a 0 value, like, if it's used correctly, it should never return 0 value. But if somehow it did, then I want to know about that, because that will tell me a lot of information. And because of that, error message. Because this is, like, yeah. Because I can foresee that there's the potential for something to go wrong here, I want to nip that in the bud. I want to know if it goes wrong. So that's one thing that is always super helpful to do if you can. Right. So we're actually going to need a ton of comments. Future implementation. Account for case that party has been emptied out. Yup. Pardon me. Yes. This is a future implementation. Actually, let's put a question mark on that. Actor info, Oh, so I have inline commenting as well. That's actually good to know. And good to include, actually. Second. Let's fix that. Be pretty awkward to have something that's looking for the correct X and Y, and it's just looking at X's. Glad I fixed that. Okay, let's actually comment this. I know this is sort of disorderly in the way that we're going about this, but yeah. Okay, cool. I think this is pretty well commented. This is pretty well commented. This is pretty well commented. Yeah. Returns strength attribute of actor. Returns height attribute actor. Oh. Interesting. Could potentially be problems here that I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about solving. So for now, we're not gonna solve them. Okay, and this right here is an excellent example of why you should comment your code when you write it. Because I don't actually remember how this works. And it's going to be too much effort to try and figure out. That's a future implementation. Returns the value of the event. Function. This is info returns information about the image currently held by the event. Easy. And then we'll add another one. Oh shoot. Returns file name. Oh no, returns image index for current event. Okay, and returns file name for current event image. Okay, those two consistent. Image turns image. Okay. This does leave me in a bit of a bind. Because once again, everything is dependent on this. Once again, I think this is gonna have to be a problem that we save for another time. I'm noticing a lot of those problems. And the reason that I'm saving these problems for another time instead of solving them now is that they are going to require some pretty deep, I guess maybe not deep thinking is the right way of phrasing that, but they're going to require some concentrated effort about thinking about the way that I want to do things. Because there are multiple different ways in which I could do them, but I don't really know which is the best way yet, you know? So for now, maybe I should leave it. I am having an idea, so I might write it down briefly. God, it's already gone. I'll have to think about that later. That one is, yeah, as I say, for later. Okay, so this one is to copies image information from party to event. And this copies image uses image information about event to find associated party member. I don't think so. I don't think that I have compost that you like. I should be good for a while. Like I can't tell for sure, but yeah, I don't see myself needing them out yet. Sorry about that. Yes. Okay, and it looks like this is pretty decently well commented, which is good. That's great. That's what I like to hear. This definitely needs another comment that defines use. Copies current party member into event, then removes actor from party. Yes. Okay. Wrong button. Copies current. No? I didn't even know we had Sprite in the fridge. That is weird. possible. Okay, sorry about that once again. Oh, hello, my single viewer. Welcome. Welcome to me commenting on code for, well, so far 30 minutes, give or take. Who knows how long. If you have any questions about this, do feel free to let me know. I do like answering questions. Because I can talk on and on about what we're doing here. Yeah. Right now we're just commenting through the core system of game I've been working on, which is going under the working title of Homeland. As I say, it's a working title. I haven't even checked if there's trademarks on that. And furthermore, I haven't checked if we're actually going to do anything much with this game. Which is important. I'm hoping I'll be able to get the boys together in maybe the next couple of weeks or so and start actually turning this from, well, currently being an engine and then changing it into, you know, an actual game. That'd be nice. Yeah. Once again, any questions, please do let me know. And I think that's everything I've got to say to, I don't know. Anyhow, back to work. Okay, copies actors stored in event back into party. Then reverts event image back to whatever it was before. Okay. Yo, very cool, very cool. So that's that. I think most of this is sufficiently commented, which is good. It's very good. However, we still got more to do. You see, in order to keep things straight, in order to make sure that everything is under control, we actually keep a database of all of our variables, common events, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Map number designation. Event number. Interesting. How have we done? We don't have a map designations. Okay. Map designations. Actually, that's what we want to call this. Map designations. Map name. Map code. Beg that. Okay, so we have testing area TST. We have Ivor. We got Murky Tower, Westgate, Clay Chapel, Three Garden, the Port Quarter. Okay, so Murky Tower, Westgate, City, Clay Chapel, Tree Garden, the Port Quarter, Stone Point, Ivy Forge. Oop. PG. Actually, if we were smart, ACC, PG, APQ, ASP, AIF. There we go. There we go. Now we actually have sort of a system. Sort of maybe a system. What if... Yeah, here we go, here we go. Go 0cc. I suppose this should be 1 rather than 0. Oh, what? This is 1cc. This should be 1 U, 1 TG, 1 PQ, 1 SP, 1 IF. Alrighty. Sort of maybe a system indeed. Yup, that's how I roll. Calculus, you know. Sort of maybe a system. Sounds about right. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in once again. Although I'm a little surprised. I thought you'd still be busy packing. But it is pleasant to see you here nonetheless. Actually switched using bolds at the top. XD indeed. Standard formats. Yeah, here we go. And of course map designations, now that we have properly coded everything. Excellent. Excellent. Yes. So now things get a little bit interesting. So first we need to check to see what's different in our common events. Okay. Actor ID is still 9. Oh, okay. That sounds a lot easier. Check party leader info is still 10. Check strength attribute is still 11. Height attribute is still 12. Special attribute still 13. This, though, is different. Since that one isn't actually implemented yet, be pretty nonsensical to have a note for what it does. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Okay, no. That does make sense. 20, 21. Although that, yes, this is different. Event image info. Oop. Take off that extra R there. Clone current. Wait, I can copy these. This is how the pros do it. By the pros, I mean, ooh, random off-topic question. Sure, let's hear it. Hit me. I mean, there isn't really a topic, so I guess it's not off topic, right? Sister Act? Oh, that's the one with the nuns that I haven't seen. Yes, I know about it, but I've never actually seen it. It has that one famous actress who I can't actually remember right now. Got it, got it. Ah, yes. There we go. That's the name I was looking for. Ah, dang it, I closed it again. 26. Shouldn't have closed that. Okay. I'm not sure if changes is the correct. There. In variables out. Used by. Okay. Nice and easy, nice and easy. That's correct. That song's copyrighted. I can't sing that song. Okay. So next we were gonna get their descriptions. So we need. That's kind of a mess. Turns information about the image. Yes, okay, that's actually a good description. Wish this word slightly. Is there any way to change the Okay, decidedly not. How about this one? Can I also no? That's exceptionally irritating. Why are you like this? Yes, but also copyright is heckin' awful. Tell you what, you want to learn about how fricked up copyright is. What's his name? Tom Scott. Here we go, here we go. Here's an excellent video about how crazy copyright is. And, yeah, I like to be, yeah, pretty much. Yep, that's exactly correct. If you haven't licensed it, I mean, you don't necessarily need to have a partnership to have licensed it. It really depends, although certainly helps. But yeah, technically, if you want to be 100% safe, the only thing you can do is use like no music, pretty much. I think it is a little bit different with streaming in that sometimes they recognize that sometimes it's unavoidable that music you have no control over will do anything, but yeah, it's always better with copyright to be better safe than sorry. So I tend to err pretty hard on the side of caution with copyright. And thankfully, so far, I haven't fallen afoul of it, so we're all good. But yeah, I would highly recommend that video. It will give a pretty good description of a very comprehensive overview of, copyright as a whole and why it's such a mess. Because technically, even under parody law, what's that? Oh yeah, like remixes and covers are technically not allowed. they're still technically illegal, and that's why I tend to err so hard on the side of caution with copyright. Unless they directly comment on the material itself, which they don't. It's true. It is up to me. My policies are up to me. One of my policies is as much as you want to hum it. Unless you want to get sued, don't. That's a fair perspective as well. I mean, yeah. Chances are, I certainly won't be big enough to ever end up in anyone's target sites, but, you know, who knows? I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think most internet creators will still never end up in anyone's. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very rare because it's live music and there's, or not live music, but live performance, and there's so much less control over that sort of thing. I think there's a lot more leniency towards it. But technically there's that chance that even then you could be considered a market substitute or something. This is 26. Okay. Dude. No, stop. 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 He violated the law. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. Pardon me. Nope. Nope. There we go. This is what I was trying to do. That bad boy. Okay. Okay. Okay, associated variables. Here's an important bit that gets really complicated really quickly. Okay, so first things first. Variables in okay, so this uses event image info, which is 21, which uses variables 14 and 13. Here we go. Oh, wait. So this is, yes. So this has outs of 14 and 13. And it's used by common events. Don't remember which ones. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. Actor info of party leader is common event 9, which means that it's going to use that as an in 6. Perfect. Then we've got this uses 21, which means it's going to use those two as ins. Are there any? Oh, it also uses 20, 19, 17, 18, 15. 2019. So but 15 is the out, is the idea. We've got a whole pile more ins here. Okay. We've got 18, 17, 18, 19, 20. 17. 18. Ooh, 19. 20. Okay. And it's used by some common events. Oh, actually, this is used by common event 0021. Is correct. 0020. 23. There we go. Okay. Oh, and this one also gets used by it 23. It's 27. 027. Okay. Variables out. I don't think that one actually has a variable that it spits out to. Yeah. Cool. Moving along. Yup. Okay, so this uses 6, 13, 14 as ins. And I don't believe it uses an out. No, it doesn't have an out. So we have 13, 14 as ins. And we also have 6. V is 0, 0. 0, 6. Nice. And this one gets used by that. And this gets used by CE0026. Yes? Yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. For, I suppose, the one of you who is wondering, the reason we keep a secondary list of all of these in a secondary database is that by looking at this, we can then much more easily track if we were to change one of these variables and what's writing into them and what's writing out of them. It's a lot easier to then look and see as to, well, if we change something, what else is that going to change? So it's a lot of work now, but if something ever goes wrong down the road, it's going to be a lot easier to fix then. And if we ever want to make pretty sweeping changes, if we need to make pretty sweeping changes, then we have a good idea of what else we need to change to fix whatever change we made over here that's going to impact all of this, right? Actually, maybe we should include a common events section as well. It's actually not a bad idea. We're gonna 1, 2, 3. Half that width. 64 pixels? 64 pixels. Okay, very nice. What a guess. Cool. Okay. Not what I intended. Okay, there we go. That should allow us to. And this bit. Come on. Okay. Fine, have it your way. Be tiny. I'm wasting my time here. But hey, at least I'm willing to admit that. Something, right? Oh. There we go. There we go, that's that. Okay. Very cool. Okay. So first of all, used by and in this way we should create a sort of double dependency, or at least a double lookup of sorts. Alrighty. Will do, or rather will not do, I suppose. This one uses, it's 26, so 0, 0, 22. This is CE 0, 0, 20. Wait, that can't be right. Aha. Oh my word, dude. Why didn't you... You could have eaten when I was there. Okay, I see. I see. I see how it is. So that should be 21. That should be 20. Let's shorten this to CE used in. And this should be CE used by. Well, that would be a significant improvement, I think. Food is necessary. Okay, so this, I believe there's a dependency here. Oh, this one requires 15 as an in. Do I have that? I don't believe I do. You ever have a song that gets stuck in your head and there's nothing you can do about it? Why don't you just hate that? Or love it, depending on what the song is. And of course the situation. Yes, so 27 depends on variable 15. Good. Okay. And it depends on common event 23. Alright. This one depends on common event. Fair enough. Yeah, It's pretty rare that I get a song stuck in my head for hours and hours and hours and hours. And by hours and hours and hours and hours, I of course mean multiple days. Although there are some times where I'll get the same song stuck in my head. Like maybe I get a song stuck on my head Monday morning, forget about it by Monday mid-afternoon, and then Tuesday mid-afternoon, it's stuck in my head again for an hour or two, and then again on Wednesday or Thursday it pops up again. It's the same song periodically throughout the same week, but technically not stuck in my head for the entire week. No? So this also requires common event 21. 13, 14, 6. Fair enough. I think I've heard of that being used as a valid strategy. So that was common event 21, used by 23, and common event 0026. 26 was indeed 26. Oh, this one also uses rotate party backwards, which is 006, 005. And that's 23, and that's 21. Used by, this one in and of itself is not used by any common events. Same with this one. It does use those two, perfect. This one uses that one. Whole bunch of if loops. And then it doesn't use any of its own. We have the variables correct. Okay, good. This one uses 0009. Wait, so this is 22. 22 uses CE 0009. Okay, good. Variables 13 and 14, but no common events. Variable 12. No common events. Oh, I suppose 12 is an... Oh, yeah, it is an out. Good, good. None. Used by any common events. This one uses... So 12 uses 10 and 11. 12 CE 0010. Oh, no. CE 0010. CE 0011. Use any... So then strength uses just CE 10. 10, of course, uses... 10 doesn't use any of them. 9 doesn't use any. 6 uses 4 and 5. Oh, and I suppose this means that 10 is used by CE 0009. 11, CE 012. 12 so far. Okay, good. This is by CE 006. Alright, have fun. Thanks for stopping by. Have yourself a lovely evening. Excellent. Fantastico. You know, I think I do need some music. Thankfully, I have a copyright neutral solution. Well, I suppose not necessarily copyright compliant. Because it's all music I made. Okay, skip that. There we go, let's take a listen to that. Okay, so it looks like we've got all our common events sorted. Hello? Do I have this information elsewhere? Because that looks like important information. If I were to have it somewhere, I would probably have it on our communal wiki. Indeed I do. Wow, I'm just so smart. Just so incredibly smart. And handsome. This was the wrong Excel file. Variable directory, here we go. And by incredibly smart and handsome, I mean perhaps somewhat of either or both, but not necessarily in entirety. Anyhow, that's besides the point, because of course I'm obviously the most smart and handsome person to ever walk the face of the earth. Obviously, everyone knows this. Except for the people who don't, which, fair game. This is also used by TST005. That is an abrupt change in song. This one was a lot of fun to make, although to be completely honest, I did not make it myself. I have to credit a couple other people, although I'm not entirely sure how to do so. One of them did, like, most of all of the backing track, pretty much. So I just have the melody line, pretty much, which, to be fair, is pretty important. Well, melody line, and then the, like, how it's structured is mine as well, I guess. And then there was one other person who gave me a really good idea. But yeah, as I say, not entirely sure how to credit them in this. I will before I officially release this song on my music channel. which is going to happen at some point. Not entirely sure when, but it is going to happen at some point. What else was I doing here? Right. Did it really not check strength? Height, special. We can just deletus Magitas that one. There we go. There we go. That's what I like to see. Anything else? Yes, of course. You can't have a bunch of music without some Bach, right? Okay, this needs a lot of work. Okay, so first of all, we got a lot of 6s, a lot of 7s, a lot of 8s. So it's used by... I should probably write this down somewhere. I got a whiteboard. Okay, so 6 is used by 22. It's used by 9, 22, 26. You can see why this is so useful. And that's the lot. Okay. And now we check. 6. They're used by a slight bit more than that. They're used by 9. Not 21, 22, and 26. Actually, is that assigned by CE0001? Ah, that was... It is indeed, okay. I stand corrected. This is why Excel spreadsheets are the best. Once again, any questions, bring them. I got nothing better to do. I think I do want to maybe turn this down a little bit. There we go. Let me know if that's too quiet or it's a good volume or what. Okay, we got 6. Let's check 7. Find all. Okay. So we've got... So now, looking at variable 7, which is used by... 10, 11, 12, 13? Yes. And that's the lot. So now we'll check if that's still the case. Right now it says that... Oh wait, that's... Variable 3 assigned. Variable 2 is assigned. 11, 12. Ooh, missing out on 10 there, bud. Oh, value assigned by 10, though. Oh. Oh, I see. Here we go. Value is assigned by 9. There we go. Now it makes more sense. Assigned by 11, assigned by 12, and assigned by 13. This makes sense. Okay. And now we will cross-check this. Event ID. Common event 20. Wait, so we're looking at variables is variable 12. Okay. Find all. Yep, just 20. Okay, let's try 13. Find all. Set in common event 21. And then this is, it's used by CE 23 and 26. Oop, nope. CE 0023, CE 06. And the same with 14, I believe? Let's check it. So set in 21. Oh, cringe. It's me from ages ago. We'll leave it on for now. I think I wrote this song in grade 10. Well, wrote and performed it in grade 10-ish, so yeah, super cringe. Maybe grade 11. Oh no, it was grade 11. Yeah, so better part of 5 years ago. I think at least 3 years. Okay, 15 used anywhere. Set in common event 23, used in 27. Let's try 16. No, 16, 17. We have a hit. Oop, find all. Okay. So apparently 17 is only used by common event 23. And I think 18 is the same. Yep. And let's check 19. Yup. I believe 20 is the same. Okay, now we gotta search up their names. Oh, and I have an urgent request from somebody. Okay, well, turns out it wasn't urgent after all. Okay, here we go. Okay, back to things that are actually important. Actually, we can access it from here as well. Control variables. Okay, we have player X, Y. 4 is random seed. 5 is current actor name. Actor name of the party leader. At the front of the line. Value assigned in CE00. Actually, that's a good. Pardon me, I've got a case of the hiccups. Guess I probably should have used here. Is that in 9? Yes. 009. And that information is not used anywhere thus far. 9. Aha! 000. B0005. There we go. Okay. Back to variables. Okay, 5, we've got 6 down, we got 7 down, got 8, 9, 10, 11 is left blank, 12. We'll just copy that bad boy. 14. 15. 16 left intentionally blank. 17. 18, 19, and 20. And then we have 50. Always gotta have some kind of test variable, you know? That'll just signify that it's not important, because it isn't. Okay. Oh, pardon me. Okay. Event image file name. File name of the image being used. The image currently being used by the current event. Index of the image currently being used by the current event. Okay, current event actor. The actor ID of the current event. Okay. Actor name, index, and loop index and total actors. Okay. Total actors set or defined in the database. Cool. And then we'll go down to, I believe it's 23, yes. So this is a dummy variable used to index through loop in CE0023. Dummy variable is to compare index of actor, compare image index of actors in database against that in image in event. This is not image index, but rather file name of event in CE0023. Of event in CE0023. Okay. Beauty. That's that. Well, that was, I guess, about what I expected mostly. Which means it's time to move on. Puzzle design time. So I guess at some point over the last week, it's like 2-3 days ago maybe, I was mowing the lawn in front of my house, funny enough, and I was just kind of thinking, as one does as one mows the lawn, I think about a lot of things while I do things outside. Sometimes it's like, you know, if I might be thatching the grass, but instead of just spending my time thatching the grass, I'm thinking about, like, philosophy or something dumb like that, you know? But in this case, I was mowing the lawn with our little push mower, and I got to thinking, well, what kind of puzzles do I want to do for this game? Which is a question that I've had for a while. And that's why in a couple of my previous streams I played through The Logical Journey of Zimbinis, which is sort of, I think, where a lot of the ideas are coming from. And also the Cluefinders 5th grade adventure, which also had some really interesting puzzles that, for the most part, I don't think really carry forward into a game like this, but there's still lots of really interesting stuff there, and I've had some interesting ideas that, although perhaps not, perhaps they haven't been, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, it gave me a lot of ideas that, like, I liked a lot of the things that it did in there, and a lot of the ways that it did things were really interesting. It's just that a lot of the foundational elements of the puzzles don't really carry forward, you know? So because of that, I think I probably won't end up using that much from Cluefinders, but I think it was still good to go over to sort of straighten out some ideas as to, well, these are the things that are within scope. Oh my word, that's a change, and not for the better. Skip that. Yeah. It let me sort of get an interesting perspective on a bunch of different things and a bunch of different ways that they could be done, and then deciding that, you know, maybe I won't use any of this. And that's important too. It's important to know what you aren't going to use, as well as the things that you are going to use. Because there's an almost infinite number of things that you could be using, but obviously, there's only some that will actually be helpful. Like solving a math problem. 2 plus 2, I mean, I could without the calculus, but it's not going to help me that much. I could use trig identities, but it's not going to help me that much. And frankly, there's a much simpler way of solving it, which is, I mean, first of all, just knowing that 2 plus 2 is 4. But if I didn't know that 2 plus 2 is 4, I'd still be able to 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So those are both methods that are just... Yeah, those are the methods that I would use, and there are a vast number of methods that I wouldn't use. And sometimes... I'm rambling on. Sometimes it's as important to know what methods you're not going to be using as which methods you are going to be using. Anyhow, basically, playing through the Clue Finders wasn't a complete waste of time, is what I'm trying to say, and trying to justify to myself as much to you. Moving on! Okay, so yeah, puzzle time. So my basic idea for this puzzle is that there's gonna be a boat, right? Simple enough, right? Yes, I want to edit the notebook. Don't know why that's a feature now, but apparently it is. And of course, in order to take the boat down the river, canal, stream, whatever it happens to be, body of water, you want your boat to be balanced. Because if your boat isn't balanced, chances are you're gonna tip over and die. Well, not necessarily die, but, you know, it's a lot harder to row your ship and get anywhere if you, if it's not balanced. Well, not if it's not balanced, but if you end up flipping over, right? So obviously it's of vital import that the boat is balanced. So first of all, the boat has to be balanced starboard versus port. I think it probably to some extent also has to be balanced bow to stern, but I mean, I'm not sure if that's as important. I don't know that much about boats. Getting chilly. It was raining earlier, which was really nice. Because it was still like a warm rain. Anyhow, that's, once again, tangent number 2, that's besides the point. I'm gonna take a little pause here to window. Other. I'll actually go to sleep. Leg. Okay, moving on. So yeah, pretty much that's the gist of it. You're gonna have to balance the boat. And as I was thinking a little bit more about it today, and I've had some more ideas, so we're actually starting to get something that looks like it could be a puzzle, which is exciting. So I suppose the first thing to do is create a new map. We're gonna call it... Actually, let's start with one that's called Puzzles. We're gonna move that under the main one. And then we'll create a new one under this. And this one we'll call the Boat Balancing Puzzle. And of course, at some point we will completely change what it's about, or completely change like the lore behind it. Outside, oh, pardon me. Let's actually stick with low sat outside, or rather low saturation. Scroll loop, we don't need loops. Width probably like 40 should be good. Height of, I don't know, 25. And of course we can always change this later. But part of this, I suppose, is to see what textures do I actually have. Because that might be nice to know. Because I swear somewhere I saw this really nice boat texture. Or texture? Tiles? I don't know. I saw some really nice boat things. Some boat graphics that would be nice. And I don't remember where I saw them. So I'm not sure if those are graphics that I have licensed to use. So I'm just gonna check. Tile sets? Question mark? And then we will open them with photos. If it ever opens up. Okay, well that is decidedly not a boat. Okay. Also not boats, still not boats. I mean, you could use those for boats, but not an entire boat. Same with a lot of these, actually. Oh, there were some... These, I will have to keep these in mind, because those will almost certainly be helpful at some point. Like, just having arrows for puzzles, of course it's going to be helpful. I like the ingots and the ore and stuff. It's good, it's good. Oh! I don't think I've seen... Wow! I have... I have really not studied these. So we got hieroglyphs, we got carved things, we got... Dang, we got like carved murals. Dude, that's sick. I don't see where I would use them necessarily, but they're really cool. A pipe organ, of course. Gotta have a pipe organ. If you don't have a pipe organ, what are you doing? After all. Bunch of good indoorsy things. Lots of furniture and whatnot. Some pools. Oh, actually. Those look really nice. I'm gonna have to keep those in mind. Because they might actually go really well with the sort of ocean elsewhere. Not super useful, not super useful. Lots of really cool stuff that is not what I'm looking for yet. Oh yeah. So these are the cliffs that are gonna go on the ocean in the main area. But yeah. And those are the ones that might go well with the one that I pointed out earlier. I had to black and white these stone textures. Yeah, before they were tan, and I wanted darker stone. And I think they turned out pretty nice, so I just changed hue, saturation, black and white, that sort of thing. And then I just reinserted the middle area, basically. Nice and easy. Aha! And this was supposed to be like the extension of that, but now we might not have to worry about that. Oh wow, these are definitely the modern textures, but they do look pretty cool, gotta admit. Ooh, I like this cabinet. I think it's already like available elsewhere in medieval things. I like these cabinets too. Dang. This one looks like it's evil though. No, get out of here. I should take this one off the list. It's garbage. Why do we have two of the same song? Who knows? Back to a better song. I really need to expand that song list at some point. Ooh, I like this grand piano. You know, I'm not even on topic anymore. I'm supposed to be looking to see if I have boats. And I'm decidedly not doing that, you know? There's just so many cool textures here. Do you think there's actually something written there? It's definitely made to look like there's something written there, but I wonder if you really zoomed in on it, would you actually find anything? I like these arrows too, and these things. Those are cool. All of those textures are dope. I can get down with those. I also like the light beams. A little bit, like they actually, those might work at some point. Not at this point, but at some point. Also these, I can use these. Those might actually have been the thing that I was looking for. Also, I like these ones. There's so many cool oh man, so many cool textures. Oh, whoa, we have 2 viewers now. That's 2 more than I was expecting. That's really cool. Like the fence gates, like this. Ooh, a nice little dormer. Gotta love a nice little dormer. Not helpful, not helpful. Cool, but not helpful. Yup, And that's all of them. Okay, so I do not have license to use boat textures. But I might be able to find some. And I'm thinking back, and if my thinking is correct, those boat textures were not actually made by anyone associated with Dejica or anything. The publisher of RPG Maker, I think. I'm pretty sure Dejica's the publisher of RPG Maker. I'm not 100% sure. But I think I saw them on an online forum, RPG Maker forum, and I think they were by a user there who licenses them out for free, basically. I think that's the case. I'm not 100% sure, so again, cringy grade 11 me. So I think that might have to be the sort of thing that I look into off stream. Because if I can get those boat textures easily, number 1, they'll look really cool, and number 2, they'll work really well, and number 3, they're free and easy to use, which checks all of the boxes that I have ever been concerned with in making this game, which is fantastic. Alternatively, we can keep looking. And yeah, once again, questions, I welcome them. No, I'm not seeing anything that looks like it would be helpful here. Actually, maybe. Maybe. Is this in any way related? No, this is decidedly not helpful. Looks cool though. Oh, a little bit. Also, once again, looks cool, not helpful. Unfortunately. This one was fun. We'll have to do the same with the game over screen or something. Shadows, okay. Bunch of arrows. Cool book thing. Okay, yeah. So, not super helpful. But we can do a lot of the preliminary work here. So, first things first. Actually, I moved my keyboard out of the way. Get that out of the way. And wipe down this, which is my Wacom Drawbling tablet. Yes, of course. Those are the words I was trying to say. Me? Good job. Excellent. Yes, this is my Wacom... Wacom? I don't know. Drawing tablet. I gotta... Where's the plug? Here we go. I don't leave it plugged in all the time because sometimes, like, I used to have issues where I would accidentally brush my mouse against, like, not even the mouse itself, but, like, I'd just wiggle my mouse and the cord would go over top of this and it would make my mouse go haywire while I was playing games, and I didn't like that. So, now I leave it unplugged unless I want to use it. And this is a case where if I can get this to work... Hello? Hello? There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. Hello. Oh, I should use my homemade glove thing here. And this just means that the side of my hand gets less sweaty and tends to interfere less with doing things. Okay. Draw. So... we can just use a rough sketch, basically. So if we have our boat, like so. Oh. This is not really working. Let's, okay. Now let's give this a try. N? Yes. I am only working with a corner of this, which is somewhat inconvenient. And we'll do those. Okay. Ah, that's why I couldn't reach there, because there's a menu in the way. Just our ship like so. And of course, gotta have that second deck with the captain's quarters. You know, all very standard stuff. Yada yada yada. Oh, that's bad. What an awful sail. Gets the official seal of good enough. Oh no, that does not. Okay. Actually... and of course there will be another sail. But what's not more important is what's below decks. So we have our stair here, and we'll have not customer, passenger. And my messy handwriting is amplified by this tool. Passenger quarters. Oh, that's abysmal. You know what? Let's just... we can type that. It's not going to go well if we try to write all of that out by hand. Okay. Switch to text. Oop. Passenger quarters. That nice and central. Captain's quarters. And then cargo hold. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Okay, and then we move this back over there. This over here. This over here. Ah, what a flawless workflow, you know? Get some of that blue. Oh my word. I really need to take this song off the list. Even though it's only like 9 seconds, it's an awful 9 seconds. Of course, we gotta get that sea spray up. That sort of idea. And of course this will be a side view, so there really was no point putting this much detail into it, if I'm perfectly honest. Again, cringe. The cringe is strong with this one. Oh, those are some bad stairs. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but, you know, I think those stairs might be the worst. Okay. Not sure where that circle came from. Okay, it didn't, apparently. Okay, and then we'll have another drawing. Yes. We'll just slam enter a couple times, give us some more space. I do want more space. Yep. And Letus Magitus. Oh shoot. Close that on that. Okay, we're drawn in black again. So we got our bow here. Whoa, whoa, no. Our bow there. Our stern back here. And ships are usually kind of like a little bit further out and then back in. Usually. I mean, we'll have to look at period ships a little bit more, and yeah, this is definitely, it's definitely a little out of proportion, you know? But, you know, so then we'll put some stairs here. Yup. Good enough. Probably put some stairs at the back as well for convenience. And then nice long hallway in between. And let's see, we got 8 characters. So I think probably 12 cabins should be good to balance them most of the time. And of course, if we wanted to increase the difficulty, we could just fill more of them up, right? So if we cut that in half, so that gives us 8 cabins straight off. We could always extend this hallway out. That gives us another 2. Do something like that. And then if we use the eraser, ooh, well that has, oh, whoa, hello, nope, there we go. There we go. So something like that I'm thinking for the cabins. It's not too bad. Obviously it's not quite period, but you know, since we're making things up as we go along, I mean, guess not entirely making things up, but since it's our world, we can do what we want with it, right? I think that's how it works. Delete, yes. I wish it wouldn't select a thing every single time I changed something. Okay, and we'll just spam that downward. Didn't want a second one, thank you very much. And if we do sort of a similar style thing with, oh, right, I should write out here. Hall. Nope, that's not the correct terminology. No, it's not an airship. It's a ship, CJ. Digital Duelist. But yeah, this is the one good idea I've had all week, pretty much. Airships aren't period, CJ. Airships aren't period. Although they might be later down the road. Who knows? So this is hallway. Yeah, we'll just slap a hallway there. Passenger quarters. Middle. I don't know. We'll just leave that. Passenger quarters, good enough. Okay, and then cargo hold. Will be down here. Okay. And now we want to draw the same ship idea. Actually, could probably almost copy-paste. In fact, we probably can copy-paste. Oh. Magitas, that one. Thank you. Oh, see ya. Thanks for tuning in, popping on. Okay, that hasn't worked. That also hasn't worked. Hello, can you... And we'll copy. Okay. We'll copy. And we'll paste. Why did you not paste the thing that I actually wanted you to paste? There was so much that I wanted you to... Okay, let's... try putting this down and see what it is. See... Delete. Control V. That's not what I copied. I explicitly did not copy. Oh, fine. Fine, have it your way, Microsoft OneNote, but the cheap knockoff version for some reason. Even though it's by the same company. Okay. I'll just draw a whole nother boat. Passenger quarters. Properly capitalized. Hallway. Okay, and then we draw another boat. Amazing indeed. Another Zumbini campsite. Okay, that's a reference to one of the games I played previously. It's going to be a little bit smaller, of course. Not that much smaller. Of course, you need space for the massive rudder. Not sure where those dots appear from or why they continue to exist, but for some reason they're there. If we put our stairs there or something, I don't entirely know how I want to do this, but this is just like sort of an idea, you know? I mean, I suppose all ideas are ideas, but this is sort of like the first inkling of an idea, almost. We will, get a little more in-depth later on. I think if we just sort of chop it into 8 sections. And obviously we're gonna exclude that bit. Ooh, nicely. Then we'll go back to drawing. Nice. So yeah, 8 segments and 12 above board. The thing is, the cargo is going to be much, much heavier than the, yeah, so, okay, and there's that. We can delete this one that we just left because we need something there, and we can unplug the tablet again, Okay, official seal of good enough. This song, angry. Oh, I do want this there, and I want this here. Okay. And back to cringy grade 11 me. Okay. There we go. So this is cargo hold. This is, unlike this ship is supposed to be, my keyboard is not balanced. Okay. Okay. Okay, so, and we'll go down here. Okay, so let's just jot down the ideas that I had. Oh my word. Okay, so we have keel-wise balance is going to be equal to the absolute value of bow mass minus stern mass divided by total mass. And then we have cross keel balance. It's of course going to be similar, except it's going to be starboard mass minus port mass instead of, yeah, and then divide by total mass. And then you can say that keel-wise and cross-keel balances must be within tolerance. 0 plus minus. Balances must be roughly 0. Plus minus tolerance. Which, of course, the tolerance is something that we could change to be more or less difficult. Oh, right. I was gonna try using the thing to give the... Nope. That hasn't worked. What's the thingamagum? Now I have to look it up. Oh boy. Nope. Ah. Here we go. Colon, redeem. Wait, redeem. That's not a colon. Yay! I forgot I did that! Oh, it... Wait, did it... Now I have to try this again. Oh, there's a cooldown on it. And... Oh my word. Do I have to wait a whole minute? Oh man. I should have checked these things before trying to use them. User cooldown 60. Interesting. So... I wish instead of doing that little animation, it would bring up the official seal of good enough, because it's a good seal! Gosh darn it. Makes me disappointed. I'm going to have to look into that off stream, otherwise I'm going to spend way too much time on that, instead of actually doing the things that I came here to do, you know? Yeah, you should be able to do the same thing if you ever feel so, and I believe there's a different one as well that you can use your loyalty points for, assuming that this one viewer that is you is the same person as has been before. Well, has been that you've been watching this for an extended period of time. Oh yeah, there is another thing, but it costs 100 loyalty points instead of 10. I'm definitely going to have to look into that. Interesting. Curiouser and curiouser. Anyhow, once again, besides the point. Okay, so yes, we can always add difficulty by increasing or decreasing tolerance. Well, I suppose not necessarily add. You would add difficulty by decreasing tolerance. You would reduce difficulty by adding more tolerance. Okay. So unlimited cargo types, question mark. That's another option. It's would require a levelness indicator of some kind. Add UI element specifically for puzzle, question mark. And then we want to, oh, I didn't mean to move it that far. Okay. So then we're gonna want a table. Okay. And then week. Oh, there should not all be. Weak, average, strong, 1, 3, 5, cloth, produce, 4, and we will mark those as cloth question mark, produce question mark, or question mark. And we'll say that one's 10 because the largest person you could get would be both strong and tall. And they would have 5 plus 5, which is equal to 10. And then produce question mark we'll set as 15 and or we'll set as 20. Units of mass calculated from table below. Party actors calculated as sum of height and strength attributes. Cargo calculated by raw value. And then we can we'll just move you up if you'll cooperate. There we go. Okay. So this should be a pretty robust puzzle type. And this, like, I really like this as far as puzzles go because it's so versatile. Like, it's not really, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard to describe, but like, if like a lot of the other puzzle designs I've had have been more along the lines of, oh, you do this one thing, and like here are the challenges to doing that thing, and like in order to make multiple versions of that puzzle, you pretty much need to, I mean, you could try randomly generating some versions, but it's not gonna be a fun time doing it, right? And you'd have to test every single one with every single party combination, right? This just works. Like, you could have pretty much any party composition, all weaks, all strongs, a good balance, doesn't matter. You can have any party combination, any, yeah, and like it'll just work. You could have lost 18 people, you could still have your whole party, whatever. like, this puzzle still will work. It still functions, right? And I think that that's what a lot of my other puzzle ideas were missing. That they weren't necessarily like, this is like a system that you can change pretty much every variable and it's still gonna function on its own. Whereas a lot of the things that I'd come up with before, like, that wasn't necessarily the case, and you had to test for every possible scenario. But I think that we can easily make this just work, you know? Which I'm really excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to the boys about this as an idea. And their opinions on it. And by the boys, I mean my two closest friends who are also my co-developers. Well, I say my co-developers. So far, I've been the one who's really only done any of the development and anything, but I'm okay with that, right? Like, just to have a project that, even if they aren't contributing anything necessarily to yet, like, it's still really cool to be, at least in theory, working on a project with them, which is cool. Anyhow, I think that about does it for me tonight. I'm definitely gonna come back to this. There's a lot of things here that I'm excited about. There's a lot of things to be excited for. There's a lot of things that I want to research and discuss off stream. Because I don't want to bore you with them. I already bore you guys enough. And by you guys, I mean a single lonely viewer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, I really appreciate it. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Yeah. I guess I'll see you next time. Or not. That's fine too. Have a nice evening, day, morning, whatever time it is where you are. Bye.